going towards hockey at the moment, the NHL, the collective bargaining agreement is still not set. They were supposed to talk yesterday, and they did for about 3 hours, and then they just said, forget it, we're done, and left. I know they're supposed to be talking again today. Who knows if that's actually going to get down. They usually do, they usually don't. But, you know, this is getting really frustrating. I believe the real deadline for this whole collective bargaining agreement is Thanksgiving. Now, if they don't get it done, you might as well cancel the season. I mean, look what the NBA did last year. They got it done, 2 weeks before Christmas? Maybe in, the Thanksgiving time. But that was about it. They got it in, 66-game schedule. Miami ends up winning the championship. Now, hockey could do this, but the only problem is they may have the confliction with the other NBA teams or teams in their selective cities that do have arenas that they share. So you have to work around that. You've already canceled the Winter Classic. I mean, what else can you do? I'm saying you got to get this done, at most, by the end of the month. If you don't get it done by the end of the month, you might as well cancel the season. I mean, that's my honest-to-God opinion. If you don't get it done, then you might as well just call it. I mean, why do you really want to continue this? I don't really mean to stutter here, but it's just frustrating. I mean, Betterman, or however you say his name, Gary Betterman, he's had, 2 lockouts, counting this one. It's not an official lockout. They haven't locked out the season yet. But 2 lockouts and then 4 work stoppages. I mean, they got to get rid of this guy. I really don't like him at all. I've read, these little reports about him, about trying to impeach him, which isn't going to happen. I say he's probably the most hated commissioner out of all the 4 major sports between baseball, basketball, and football. But come on, he's very Canadian biased. He puts teams in the U.S., no problem with that, but he puts them in markets that really don't need hockey. I mean, Phoenix and Columbus may be a good example there. But they really need to impeach this guy. I mean, you cannot find another commissioner, leader, president, etc. that has had 4 work stoppages as a commissioner. I mean, it's very frustrating. I mean, they say it's frustrating for the players, the fans, but in my honest opinion, the most it's frustrating for are the people who works at the arena. I mean, they're not working the 81 home games plus playoffs. They're not getting their $8 checks. $8.50, $8.75 an hour checks. I mean, that's who it's really hurting. I mean, if people really just live off their service at the arenas, that's really hurting them. I mean, yeah, there's other events at selective arenas like concerts and stuff like that, but still, I mean, it's probably the most frustrating for those employees that the season's not going on. That's my personal opinion. But they really got to fix this. I mean, if they don't fix this at all, I mean, the season's done. I don't know if the sport of hockey may be done. I don't want to go that far, but it's just very frustrating this is going on again for the second time in the last 6 so odd years. But they really just need to fix this, and that's all I'm going to say about that. We'll jump to the ECHL. Obviously, I do work for them at the moment. And the Stockton Thunder, playing both Friday night and Sunday night, both games they came out with victories. They slaughtered the Utah Grizzlies. I cannot give you the score at the moment because they are not giving me the score. But it's actually 6-4. I apologize for that. And then they go out and beat the Idaho Steelheads on Sunday 4-2. I mean, great game by the Thunder. I mean, both games are actually very phenomenal. I mean, we'll start with the Sunday game. What happened on the Sunday game is they give up a goal 11 seconds into the game. And then they come back and then just decided to, demolish them. And 6-2, if I didn't say it before, was the Utah game. And I believe it was 4-3 for the Idaho game. I am just double-checking my sources here. And it is, yes, it was 4-3 against Idaho. But going back to that Idaho game, you give up a goal 11 seconds in. You feel like the team's done. But then their top player, Tony Rayala, comes out of nowhere with 13:20 left in the first period and just shoots a rocket through their goaltender. And then not only that, a minute 5 into the second period, he comes out of nowhere again, Mr. Raiola, and gets another goal for him. I mean, now they lead 2-1. Then they give up another cheap goal to Idaho against Laborde. And then Harrison Reed comes on in the third period, along with Phil Magnum. I mean, they missed a bunch of empty netters, but they still have the victory in hand. So congrats to the Thunder. Now going to the Friday game, which really wasn't no contest because Utah did not have a goaltender. They had to sign an emergency last second. And it worked out for them for a bit, but they just took absolute advantage. I mean, they could have put anyone else in. I mean, there are two AHL guys from the Thunder who got called down from the Oklahoma City Barons to the Thunder. Ringwald and Abney both scored within 10 minutes of the first period. I mean, and then Cornet had 2 goals after that for the Thunder, and the Raiola once again staying hot. And Deck put the icing on the cake with 14:25 left in the game. So that's all I could really say for the Thunder. They're doing really good. I mean, this is one of their best starts that they've had since the franchise moved from Atlantic City to here in Stockton. So with that, we'll take a break. When we get back, I hopefully won't be alone, but we'll talk NFL, give you my opinion from Week 11, and also my picks for Week 12. This is DC Sports Hour on DC Free 89.5. We'll be right back.
The mall sure is busy today. Okay, what's on my list? Birthday present for Beth, stop at the electronics store, and then grab a quick bite. Did that guy leave his shopping bag? Looks like there's a package inside, covered in duct tape. Did he leave